Okay. Hello, knockouts. Tonya Tko here, and we are live right now. And I'm going to give you all a moment to come on in while I get the phone lines open. So I'm going to show you all a video of a young lady who is wearing a belly cinching corset. And there are men who are triggered. They're triggered. So I'm opening up the phone lines. I want to hear our first caller is the person who sent this video to me, who is Eric from Uptown. He was triggered by this so much so that he sent it to me several times in order to make sure that I saw this and know that he was triggered. So we're going to all right. So it looks like we are good to go in terms of the phone. The phone lines are open. All right. So let me get this video together so that you all can see this. Let me load it up. Okay. Hold on. It's too early to be calling in. I got to show the video first. I got to show the video first. So it's too early to call in. Let's show the video first so that people know what was so triggering to men. And I want to hear from other men. And I want to talk about whether or not this is a certain type of catfishing and dating. Is this as bad? So these are the questions that we're going to be asking today. Is this as bad as a man lying about his finances? Is this catfishing? Is this dishonest? So we're going to show the video. Let me get the video together for you all right now. All right. It's a short video, so welcome in, everyone. Welcome. If you're coming in from my mailing list, welcome. I just sent you all the message on my mailing list. All right. So let me get this out. My external hard drive. Okay. So here we go. We're going to show the video. You haven't missed anything. We're just getting started. All right. So this is the beginning of the video. So as you see, the woman got her waist snatched all the way in. And then, so let's press play. All right.
It gets all of that back fat, everything. It snatches all of this in. All of it. All of this baby weight. I've been in this bad boy since about 9:30, so it's time for me to come out. But I just wanted to show you. See the snatchness? Yes. Now. All my stomach. That's what I'm talking about. The extreme curves way. Get bored, ladies.
All right. So we saw it, right? Somebody said that I needed to put it full screen. So you know what? I'll play it again. I'll play it again for us. Don't worry. I got you. Baby, don't worry. You know that I got you. All right. Where's my, so listen, we're going to play that again. I'm going to make it full screen for you, for the people who weren't able to see it that way. You're right. It is better full screen. All right. Okay. Listen, let's play it again. All right. Let me get my volume up. All right. All right, so listen, I want everybody to look again in case you didn't see it the first time. All right, so here we go. You all can see that, right? Let me make sure my screen is not dusty or anything. Okay, listen. Okay, it's extreme. It's extreme. Here we go. All right, so you all ready? Let me press play on this. Hold on, let me get it back to the beginning. Ugh. Technology. Somebody asking how, Sway? Oh, Lord. Behave. Okay, so here we go. All right. So I'm going to attempt to use my mouse from behind. Let me see if I could get the mouse onto the play button doing it backwards. I think I'm almost at the play button. And I did not click the play button. I'm going to turn it around. Sorry. Here we go. All right, here we go.
It gets all of that back, everything. It snatches all of this in. All of it. All of this baby weight. I've been in this bad boy since about 9:30, so it's time for me to come out. But I just wanted to show you. See the snatchness? Yes. Now. All my stomach. That's what I'm talking about. The extreme curves way. Get bored, ladies.
All right. So I think we all saw it, at least if we didn't see it the first time, we saw it the second time. I know there was a little bit of a glare. But this is what we're working with right now. All right. All right. So, listen, listen, listen. So this is the video that we're going to be talking about today. And I purposefully came out and decided to make this video with no makeup on. So listen, if you don't want to have to hide your skin imperfections, get my TKO Skin Vitamin E. It's pure, natural, plant derived, and it is alive. This helps smooth out your complexion. You all ask, what is it that I'm doing to look so young? How is it that my skin is so flawless, so plump, and so nice looking? How old am I? Nobody knows. No one knows, right? No one knows, right? So if you don't want to have to hide your complexion and you want flawless skin, come on and get you on some of this. I only sell it once a year. As you all know, I had a popping, thriving skincare company that I closed in order to be able to do videos and write books and do workshops for you all. So I sell this once a year. Go to TKO Skin, no, TonyaTKO.com/shop down, and you'll find this vitamin E. I would put it on my face right now, but I want to jump right into the video. All right. Phone lines are open. We're waiting for our first caller now. The person Eric from Uptown who was triggered by this. I'm curious as to why he was triggered. Why was he triggered? I want to know why. What is triggering about this? Why as a man is he triggered? Men, are you all out there triggered by this? Okay. Why as a man is he triggered? You're on the air live.
Am I on the air with Tonya Tko?
You know something? Yes, you are.
Oh my God. This is the first time I ever call into your show, and I'm right on here. Thank you.
Well, you know we were waiting for your call. You were the first person. We done hyped you up. So,
Okay.
so let's talk about it. So you're triggered by this. Why are you triggered by this?
I don't believe I'm triggered by this, but I ran this by some of my friends, some men friends.
Uh-huh.
And I'm from Uptown New York.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these same gentlemen, after I showed it to them, they were triggered. I thought it was very interesting, but they thought it was more than interesting. They thought it was fraud.
Okay. So you sent this to me twice because other people were triggered by it.
Oh, not other people. Scores of men.
You sent this to scores. You know a score is 20, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. So scores of men.
Scores.
Once you get 5 scores, that's more than 100. So you sent this to so many men, and all of these men expressed to you that they were triggered. What is it that they were saying to you? What were your friends saying to you? Your scores of friends.
What they were saying was, oh, but for the grace of God, go I. That's what a lot of them were saying, because they have taken home a lady or two from the club and it's dark and you hope for the best. And they said, oh, but for the grace of God, that could have been me.
What could have been?
It is a come to Jesus moment for them. It's not that they're disgusted. It's more that they are just wiping their brows saying, oh my goodness.
Why? Was it covering her vagina?
Oh, okay. As far as her vagina is concerned, men really are not telling me they would not hit it. What they're saying is that they probably are not going to walk as confidently down the street with it as they thought they could before. It's just surface type situations. They don't want to be in that situation. They don't want to go to the beach and all of a sudden that unwraps and they are in your company. It's something that they really dread. So they don't hate the woman, and they probably would hit because she's not a bad looking woman and obviously has a dynamic personality. But do they want to take it further than just hit it and quit it? Nah, I heard emphatically that everybody that I said this to said, oh no, not me, no way.
Okay, so I'm still confused though. What is the issue with her belly?
The issue, I believe, taking it from them is not her belly, but her corset.
Okay, help me understand. What is the issue?
Well,
So if she goes to the beach, she'll probably have a beach corset, so you don't have to worry about it hanging out. So if you walk down the street with
no,
her, she's apparently
no, what I
snatched to
said,
the god. So
what I'm saying is that as their representative is that the issue is her corset. The fact that it conceals so well and shapes so well and fools so well, it takes a woman who is having some issues with her midsection and really does hide it, makes it look very good and shapely, and that's where they think the fraud comes in. And they say that's not what they're really attracted to. That's not who they think they're going out with. So that's what their problem is.
okay, so if you go out, you're good. See, but the thing that's confusing. This is the thing that's confusing me. You were talking about how they were mentioning if they took a woman home from the club, right?
hmm
Okay, so you take a person home from the club, you're going home with this person. Hopefully you've had a discussion about what it is that you all are going to be doing. You said that it wouldn't stop them from doing what it is that they'd be doing. So I'm confused as to where the assigning themselves into more aspects of her life comes in. How does her wearing this corset have anything to do with outside of the night that they decided to go home with one another, in which he was still going to penetrate and have his fun? So, and hopefully she would be having her fun too. So that's the part that's confusing me.
I don't know why that would confuse you, but let me just explain what they explained to me.
Okay.
What they explained to me is that no, if that woman didn't wear a corset and she had her waistline exposed and you could see it and you've made a decision that this is who you see and this is what you like and this is what you're willing to do, then you're on even ground. But when she conceals so much of her true form, then even though you still might find her doable, you probably don't want to take it any further than that, not because of her personality or the experience, but because you feel that she lied to you, and what else could she be lying to you about?
Okay. So what do you okay, so see now there's some flaws in the logic, right? One, how did it go from one night into now we're what, a couple? How did it go from let's have some fun after the club to now you're my happily wedded husband the next day? That's the thing that's confusing me, because who says that she wants more than just what it is that it is? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Sure, then giving your example, then everyone's happy.
Right. That's the part, that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, I didn't think anybody was disgusted by her. They just would prefer not to pursue anything beyond that evening. And you are telling me that that's fine. So everyone's happy.
Okay. Well, other questions that I have, is she wearing this? Do we know whether or not she's interested in men? Do we know whether or not she's dating? Do we know whether or not she wears this corset and hides her belly from people? Do we know whether or not so there's so many questions that I'm like, if these men are triggered by a woman having a belly and wearing a corset and showing other women. So let's say so do you know the answer to any of those questions? Do we know if she's married, single, gay, lesbian? Is she interested in men? Is she
Oh,
tricking men?
oh,
Do we know any of
oh.
that?
Well, first of all, again, no one zeroed in on her. They zeroed in on the scenario that would
Okay.
include someone like her. So
Okay.
what she's doing in her life, no one is judging.
Okay.
No one is making any statements about whether she is X, Y, or Z. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing I heard was, there but for the grace of God could have been me, meaning that there are surrogates out there in the same situation that could fit that description. Somebody looking curvy and nice in the club. It's a little dark. You go back home with them or you go on a date with them and you're not aware of this corset. So it's the corset that's the issue, not necessarily this specific woman. The corset in general can fit onto several different women who have other issues. Now, if they're that good at hiding flaws or undesirable traits for men, that's what scares men.
Okay. Okay, so I think I understand a little bit better. So the main issue is not her in particular, but how many other women out there may be hiding a gigantic belly or pendulous stomach behind a corset, and then they get to know them and then find out that they have this big belly, and then what happens then?
What do you mean? What happens then?
Okay, so you find somebody that you like. They're wearing a
Hmm.
corset. You get to know them and you
Hmm.
like them, and then you find out that they have a big belly. Then what?
Well, then you have to make a decision. If you like them more than you are uh, disturbed by the belly, then you move forward. But if you don't like them as much as you are disturbed by the belly, then you sort of shut it down. What most guys are telling me, and this is scores of guys, they're
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Hey, if I met you and I know that you have this issue and I see it up front, then let's go. Let's take it all the way." But if you're not doing that, giving me the option of at least seeing you in your true state, then that's when we have dishonesty.
Okay, so you feel so the scores of other men feel that this is
Oh yeah.
dishonest. Okay, so what is it that she should do? Should she go to a wedding, go out to the club with her belly hanging loose? What is it that she's supposed to do?
Um, I as far as what she's supposed to do, she's supposed to do exactly what she's doing, which is making herself look more attractive, fit into her clothes better. Now she's looking to have a meaningful relationship with a man. Obviously, she might want to be more upfront about her physique or her fitness level. That might help.
Okay. Okay. So what should she do when she's dancing at the club? She should be like, by the way, I got on a corset and I got a big belly, baby. So that's how she should do it, whisper in his ear on the dance floor?
No, I don't think so. I think that if I'll just put myself in there.
Oh
She
yes,
seems to
let's
be a
put you
shapely
in it.
woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get in there.
Okay.
And Eric from Uptown can get in there. And let me tell you, if I met that woman at a club and she and I were dancing, I would enjoy the dance.
Okay.
I really would, because she looks like she's very shapely, and there's more pushing for the cushion, or whatever you want to say. I would enjoy it, but unless I was given the same, and I've actually gone out with people where they have told me there are some flaws. They just had a few kids. They've got a scar here or there. They want to let me know in case anything goes further. I've had that experience. It's no big deal. So I would enjoy her. No problem. She seems to be an attractive woman. Just with that
Okay.
issue, hopefully she would tell me.
When is the because the scores of men that you spoke to said that if they took her
Yep.
home from the club, they would be disturbed. So at what point is she supposed to ideally speak up about the fact that she has a big belly?
She, if she wants to, if she's going into a situation with a man where she's going to be disrobing, I think it would be something that most women would let that man know. I don't think
Okay.
they would. It would be a surprise.
Okay.
I think somewhere before the rubber hits the road, this woman would get that into the conversation.
Okay. Okay. So let people know, listen, I have a loose belly. I lost a lot of weight. I had some children and my stomach hangs over. So say that before you take off your clothes.
You got it. Then it's all square. The
Eh,
degree to which it happens, it happens. But at that point, at least you know she told you.
Okay. And then so that would stop them from being triggered if she told them before she took off their clothes. So
I,
what about in a situation where they're dating and she's coming out on multiple dates with her waist snatched, and then now he's getting to know her personality. Now he's starting like her more and more, and then it gets to the time for intimacy 3 or 4 months down the line. That so according to your standard, all she has to do is tell him before they take off clothes. So 3 months down the line, she tells him about the belly, and then what? It's all is good. She told him.
well, each individual man is different as how they're going to be
Uh huh.
reacting, but the majority, as far as I know, the majority of decent men, if you're told up front what the decision is, then you have a decision to make.
Okay. All right. So according to you and what it is that you know about these scores of men, 3 months dating and up until the point of intimacy, no disclosure is fine. But when the point of intimacy comes and then there's disclosure, belly's good.
I don't know if belly's good. I couldn't tell you. I First of all, let's just put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. The one thing I don't want to be bad to any one group, but with those kinds of flaps, as you might know, um, there's a sanitation issue that you have to keep those flaps really clean. And if you don't, it's almost like if you get a weave and you wear it in too long, it can smell. Same thing with the flaps. So if she's not taking care of those flaps, it could be a whole other issue besides just aesthetically looking at it. It might be a sanitation issue. I do not know.
Okay. Thank you so much for the visual and the nostril. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It slaps. Listen, everybody who's on here right now, there's almost 300 people on the line. Go ahead and thumbs up the video. If you don't see the thumbs up area, you can close the chat, click the thumbs up, and then come back in to leave your comment. Does anybody have any questions for Eric and the scores of triggered men? Because we're gonna let him go, and then we're going to open up the phone lines for somebody else to express their point of view about this. So, Eric, are you going to be in the comments?
I will definitely be in the comments area. I look at them. I appreciate you bringing me on. Thank you so much, Tonya. I love your show.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for calling in.
All right. Bye.
All right. Okay. So we had a gentleman come on who said that there were scores of men who were triggered by this. Let's get the next caller on. Okay. You're on the air live with Tonya TKO. What's your name, caller?
It is Renee Love.
Hi, Renee Love. So what are your thoughts about this situation?
My thoughts about the situation is pretty clear to me.
Okay, let's hear it.
Here's the thing. I'm 28 years old, and I'm one of the women who have been, what they call leveled up or leveled up groups where we're pretty much raising our standards. And we're
Okay.
also, looking at men as they are and what they want.
Uh-huh.
And to be honest with you, most men want a woman who looks good.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's whatever their particular type.
Okay.
And most of these men, because what disturbed me, he was like, well, they would still hit it and quit it. That's just, to me, has nothing to do with attraction, because if she undoes the corset and then you have a problem with the way it looks, but you would still have intercourse with her, but you wouldn't invest invest money in making sure that she's secure and, married just because she has a big belly. That's really disturbing to me.
Okay, which part of it? I feel like your messages are a little mixed because you say you leveled up, but now we're talking about her belly and not wanting to invest in a person who may have been deceitful with what her physique actually looks like. So talk to me about that. Well, how do those two overlap?
Well, to me, in the level up groups, they tell you, if you want a man of means that's going to invest in you, you have to work out, you have to look well, you have to look good, you have to invest a lot in yourself.
Okay.
And I came from a different standpoint before. I came from like, well, you don't have to do that much, and guys will just love you for you. But now seeing the situation as it is, it's just confirmed to me that most men are very superficial in that way.
Okay. All right. So this is letting you know that you need to work out. And does your belly, do you have an issue with your belly or some parts of your body that you may want to suck in?
Yeah, I do. And to be honest with you, I do. So I had a son, so I have a little stomach, but I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But now it's just confirmed. It's just sad. And a point is sad, but so I can fix it. But at the same time, I wish that it was a different standpoint, that they just loved women for, for them.
Well, let me ask you this
Because,
question. Do
you may
you
kind of,
you talked about leveling up. Do you love men for them? A man may be a really nice person, but his pockets is flapping. We want to talk about flaps. Let's talk about his wallet flapping in the wind.
with no money in it. Well,
Exactly.
I honestly, yeah, I know. No, honestly, it's no, because not in the world that I live in. I live in the U.S. And insurance in and of itself is almost a mortgage. I wouldn't be able, if I decided to be with somebody, I wouldn't be able to really care for myself properly, nor have children. So that would be a no.
Okay,
It's more
you
practical.
know, so okay, so then here, let's talk about it. You know what, Renee, we're gonna let you go so that we can let the next caller on, but jump into the comments because people have stuff that they want to follow up with you on. All right, so thank you for calling in.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. All right. So here we go. Belly flapping in the wind, wallet flapping in the wind. To some, one feels that one shouldn't matter, and to others, they feel that it should matter. So let's jump into the meat and potatoes of it. If there was a man who was walking around Gucci and Prada out or Gucci, whatever's the style nowadays, so he got on all the fancy threads and he's driving the nice rental luxury car. And then after you get to know his whole personality, he reveals to you, well, listen, baby, you know, things ain't what they seem like. I'm brokes. I'm brokes. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? It's just, for some reason in the Caribbean, they pluralize the word broke. They're like, I'm brokes. So then, so then, is there a difference? Is there a difference? I want to hear from somebody who so listen, people are saying LMAO boy bye. S Shark is saying been there. Donique is saying the flap in the pocket. Phone lines are open 323-488-3149. Let's talk about this belly. Let's talk about hiding what your true body looks like, hiding what your finances looks like. We know that men are attracted to youth and beauty. Women are attracted to providing and protection. Women are attracted to men who can provide and protect, and men are attracted to women who exhibit the signs of youth and fertility and beauty. Why? You'd have to ask evolution, talk to your genes, right? So phone lines are open. It's 323-488-3149. You are on live with Tonya TKO. What's your name, caller?
Hi, Anita TKO. Am I on? Am I live?
Yes, you are live right now. I need you to speak up.
I'm. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's a little low. I'll try to get my volumes up everywhere. But okay, so go ahead. Let me know how her volume is, everyone. Okay, so what's your name?
My name is Stephanie. I'm a really big fan. I can't believe I got through.
Yeah, Stephanie, welcome on to the airwaves. So let's talk. Let's talk. So which side are you
Okay,
on? Are you on team belly flap or team wallet flap? Which
I'm on Team Real. I think people should accept people for who they are, as far as their spirit and what they can bring to a relationship. And when I say that, I like to compare apples to apples. So when you
Okay.
say a woman's belly flapping, and that might be distasteful to some men, well, perhaps a man's virility in the bedroom might be distasteful to some women because there, some women are more financially able to support a man. It's not even about money and physical appearance. It's about body to body. So if we as women can accept a man in all of their imperfections physically, then why can't a man accept a woman the same way if intellectually they are of the same mindset? That's all I have to say.
Okay. Well, you know what? My question then to you is because we know that evolutionarily speaking, what men are attracted to and what women are attracted to is different. So if we're just talking about a one night stand, yes, of course, you want a person who can bring it and hold it down physically, right? However, if you're talking about being in a relationship with a person, I think that's what the first caller was talking about, right? Being in a relationship with a person. And so women are attracted to a man who can protect and provide, right? Men are
Right,
attracted to
right,
women who have signs of youth, fertility, and beauty, right? And so beauty
right.
varies from culture to culture. And so whether or not a man can hold it down in bed, I don't think that those are apples and apples. Yeah, I don't think that those are apples and apples to apples because men and women are driven by two different things. And so that's why I asked the question about whether or not a man lying about his finances would be okay. If a man had all of the trappings of wealth, but they were all rented or held in or held down by somebody else, would you still be interested in that man? Let's say he had the best penis in the world. So if you want to talk about virility, let's say his penis is bomb fire, right?
Right.
But them
Well, you
finances
make an
was a lie. Are you still
well,
with
you make
it?
an excellent point. But my only issue with that is I see a lot of women who are with men whose pockets are flapping. But then you find men who just find all of these, negatives to say about women, and they don't look this way or they don't
Right,
look that
right.
way
Hold
because
on, hold
it's
on. Let's
very
rewind.
very
Hold on, mama. Let's talk about the women who are with men whose pockets are flapping, right? Did she know his pockets were flat up front? Some of the people in the comments are talking about men who are chubby chasers, quote unquote chubby chasers, right? So there are some men who like women who are fluffier. There are some women who specifically want to be with men who cannot take care of themselves because she's been abandoned by a father or a mother and she wants a man who cannot leave her. So then she looks for a man who will have to be dependent on her financially. Was he lying about his finances? Was he showcasing the trappings of wealth and then lie about it? So like our first caller who was talking about the scores of men who were triggered. They were triggered because the truth was hidden up front so that they were not able
right.
to consent to be with Big Belly Bertha if they so chose. Okay? So
Yeah, yeah. I see what your point is. I just know in the real world, people are going to show their best selves, and it's not. You don't really start to get to know people until you peel back the onion, and over time, you get to know who they are, and you need to either accept it or you don't. But I can't expect a woman to go out here in these streets with no bra and no kind of way trying to, make herself beautiful. And there are all types of makeup the makeup industry is a $1 billion industry. We're not out here just raw. So whether
And you
you
know
put
what?
twist
And I'm
on,
so glad that you brought that up. Let's talk about makeup lies next. So thank you so much for calling in, okay?
thanks for taking on my call. I love you. Bye.
All right. Let's talk about makeup lies. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Oh, the phone lines are going back to back. You're on the air live with Tonya Tko. What's your name?
My name is Veronica.
Hi, Veronica. So we're talking about, so the next topic up was makeup lies. And
Right,
so,
right.
yeah,
Okay.
so I want you to just hold for just one moment while I make my statement about makeup lies, okay? Hold on for just one moment.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about makeup lies. And you know what? Because when I first saw this video, I was like, of course. Of course she got it cinched in. Of course. Because men love this illusion. They love the trappings of beauty. They love the mascara. This is why I decided to come out and make this video with my favorite dress on with the holds. The holds in the elbows. I got holds on. Oop, no child, you done seen too much now. But listen, I got holds in my dress and stuff. I almost didn't put on a bra, but I had a meeting before this, so I still had on the bra from earlier. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had one on because when I sat down to make the video, I didn't put one on because I'm like, okay, blood out. This is me. This is me. And for those of you who want to be able to go makeup less, like me, the TKO Skin Vitamin E that I sell once a year is available on TonyaTKO.com. So make sure that you go ahead and get that. So, but men love these big lashes and I don't grow eyebrows. And people make fun of my eyebrows and they love the look of makeup, but that's not real. So let's talk about the makeup lies. All right. So you're on. You're on. Tell us
Yeah, so I just
your name
wanted to,
again. Did you say it was Veronica?
yes,
All right,
yes,
so
yes.
Veronica, what's your thought? What's your input on this situation?
I just wanted to talk about how it's alarming to me that people don't understand that there is deceit in relationships, and especially when you first get into one, there is going to be some type of deceit, and if someone is being fully truthful in the beginning of a relationship, to me, someone is losing, and it's usually the truthful one. There's always going to be an imbalance if you're fully truthful. There's always going to be someone who's going to be taken advantage of, I think. And so with her hiding her stomach, I think that she's being very smart, especially if she's dating wealthy men. And if she is smart, she wouldn't be sleeping with them anytime soon. And if she's getting money in the way she needs to be getting money, in the process, she can be losing her stomach because how long are you going to be deceitful if in the long run you want to be married and you want kids or you want to take this guy seriously? If you're not going to take him seriously, your best bet is to not sleep with him. But if you are, you should be getting your health better because one, you're aging, and two, your goal is to be a man, and you know you're going to have to take that stink off and show your quote unquote flats and your disturbed stomach. So,
Okay.
I think that I think there is deceit on both ends if you're dealing with um, someone who dates a lot or whatever. I think
Okay,
it's
so
smart to be
basically what it is
deceitful.
that I hear you're saying is that she's doing the right thing. Put on that corset,
Right,
cinch your waist, grab those shallow men and shake their pockets upside down. That's what I'm hearing you say. Is this
right,
true?
right. Yes, because at the
Okay.
end of the day, even if, because I know statistics where women, they would have an STD, HIV, herpes, or whatever, and they would tell the man, I have this STD, and the man would go, okay, and still sleep with them anyway. So her flat is nothing compared to an STD, in my opinion. So
Okay.
men would sleep with her anyway. It's not a big deal.
Right. So sleep with is not the issue. I think the issue is whether or not they would volunteer to sport her on their arm like arm candy with her belly swinging.
So if she's consistently wearing her Spanx, they would.
Okay.
I mean, if she takes it off whenever she wants, then that's another story. I think.
Okay, so for you, okay, so thank you. So this question before we let you go. So is it smart for a man to pretend as if he has more money than he actually does, get women hooked, and then his pockets are flapping in the wind?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Okay. Well, listen.
I mean, two can play at that game, huh?
Okay, so then listen, and people watch out for Veronica. Thank you for calling
You
in.
got to know the game. All right. Thank
All
you.
right. So seems like dating is a game out there nowadays where people are trying to see how many lies they can tell to get you on the hook. And is this what dating has become? Is because no, seriously speaking, if she went out there with her belly all a hung, many people wouldn't pay attention to her. Many people wouldn't. So, what does she do? Does she forego the attention that she would love to get out there on the streets? Or does she put on her waist cincher, put on a lovely dress, go out there, dance, have a good time, enjoy her life? And if there's somebody who may be interested in her, if she's interested in them too, go back to the crib whenever you choose to go back to the crib, turn off the lights and jump in the bed and tell them to come into the room, and then they're feeling around and like, wait, this seems like, but by then it's already gotten started. You know what I'm saying? The wheels have already become in motion. So what do you do at that point? I don't know. So there's a part of me agrees with Veronica. You know what? There's a part of me that agrees with everyone who has called in thus far, right? So there's a part of me, listen, phone lines are open. We're going to take the next caller. If you want to get a person hooked on your lovely personality, whether you're male or female, it is a strategy to pretend to have what the opposite sex wants. And if you know that men are very visual and very shallow, you know what? I'll say this, right? I'll say this. Okay. I'll say this. And for everybody who's here, make sure that you thumbs up the video. There are 300 people on the live broadcast. There are 114 thumbs up. So go ahead and thumbs up. Let's get the thumbs up to 300. You can close out the chat area and click the thumbs up. That type of thing really matters for the YouTube algorithm. So let me tell you all this story, right? Let me tell you all this story. I went to this party a few months ago. And at the party, there was this young lady who had on makeup. She had on this long weave. She had on these big false eyelashes that were just batting in the wind, right? And all of the men there, so it was like all of the men there, excuse my thing, it's making noise. All of the men there were gravitating to this young lady. Were the eyebrows real? Was the hair real? It didn't seem like they really cared. So there was a part of me that was like, okay, so hold on for just a moment. You're going to be on the air live in just a moment, right? There's a part of me that was like, okay, would she still be able to gather all of those men around if she didn't have in that weave? If her hair was natural, if she had her natural African hair? Would all of the men be gathered around her if she didn't have the eyebrows perfectly coiffed and those long eyelashes are all aflutter? But it works. It works. She got her choice of the men. And so I was just sitting there just watching the dynamics, okay? So you're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name?
My name is Ray.
Okay, Ray. So what are your thoughts about everything that we're talking about?
I feel as though people could wear whatever they want, and a grown man should be able to tell by now if somebody's hair is real or not, and if they can't, if find out if they want to leave the person alone, that's their choice too. It's a two-edged sword. You can wear stuff and attract somebody, and if that stuff is shallow, when they see you, they might not feel like you're the one for them. I saw that when you take it all off. And I feel like the person who decides to wear all that stuff needs to be aware of that. And they shouldn't feel bad. They really shouldn't be mad, because if the guy can't like you when you take all that stuff off, then he's not the one for you. But he shouldn't feel like he wasted his time, because guys emotionally do the same thing to women all the time. They'll put on, they'll show out, they'll do this, that, and the third for you. And when it all turns around, they're not willing to keep that up throughout your relationship.
Okay.
So, and they'll say, oh, we were dating. Oh, well, that's when we were dating. Oh, now I'm used to you. Like, I'm sure that everybody has either dated a guy like that or known somebody who has.
Okay.
So I feel like at the point that you feel like somebody's wasted your time, you know what you need to do. So the wearer is free to wear it, but she has to understand if the guy don't like her no more, she's like that when they met.
Okay. Well, you know what? We appreciate your point of view. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. This was fun. Have a good one, y'all.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. So that caller says, listen, if you are going to put on all the trappings of fakeness, just be aware that when all is said and done, when you take all of that off, people may not like you for who it is that you are. The phone number is in the title for anybody who's missing it. It's right up there in the title. 323-483-3149. I want to hear from a man. Only one man has called in, so I want to hear a man's point of view, especially a man who's triggered by this. I want to hear. So listen, so there's some men inside of the comments. So listen, ladies who are inside the comments, if you see a man commenting, tell him to call in, because I want to hear a man's point of view. So we had the first caller call in, but none of the other men have been courageous enough to talk about, why does the big belly matter? I mean, if she's a nice person and you love her personality and she knows how to snatch it in, isn't what's important like you walking on with her on your arm and it's all snatched in because she's going outside with the corset on? So win-win, right? You get the nice personality, you get the nice woman, and you get the person who knows how to snatch it in. Just around the house, it may be swinging in the wind a little bit. All right. So you're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air live. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Precious.
Hi, Precious. So what are your thoughts about what we're talking about?
Okay, so this is my thoughts. At this point in time, if you notice, a lot of people who you would think that normally wouldn't be together as couples are coupled up nowadays.
Okay.
What I was told from a male friend of mine was, if a woman can stroke his ego and make him feel like he's the best, even when he doesn't have any money, that's the one that he's going to choose. And he's the guy who loves big, fat, big old women. And he does not like skinny girls. And I dated a guy who liked big girls because I was bigger at the time, like 260 pounds. And when I got down to 132 pounds, he dropped me like a hot potato and have not looked back. So everybody likes what they like. And I'm talking about big girls to the point where their bellies is almost hanging on their knees. Some men like that. They just
well. Let me ask you this question. Right, but you started out the conversation talking about stroking his ego when he ain't got no money. So
when he don't got no money, or just that's who he likes. If a girl can stroke a man's ego, that's what I was told, then he will be with her, whether she's pretty, whether she's ugly, whether she's fat or skinny. If they can stroke their ego, then they're going to be with her.
I was watching this, it was like a video on YouTube where it was larger women who were talking about how men would kind of keep them hidden. and they loved the intercourse, but they wouldn't take them out and show them off. They got with the girls
Uh-huh.
because the girls would spoil them or take care of them, cook for them, let them stay up in their house or whatever. That their self-esteem was a little bit lower than girls who were mainstream beautiful. They had less men interested in them, so less competition. So some of what it is that you're saying sounds like, okay, so listen, so there's a person who was interested in you. You were 260 pounds. You lost weight, and then this person didn't care about your personality or who it is that you were on the inside. All of a sudden, you became the mainstream standard of beauty, and he didn't want to be with you. And I think that that is equally as problematic. In my point of view, and I'd love your POV why you feel it isn't.
Um, okay, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I understand the question. I told you that I was 260 pounds before, and then I got dropped when I got down to 132. Correct?
Yes, yes, yes. So which means that
So you're,
he didn't care about your personality. He didn't care about your unique physical vibration on this
oh,
earth.
okay, no, you know what it was? He had low self-esteem. When it all was said and done, and I kept figuring out, why is he tripping? So I said, what's wrong with you? Did you think I was going to leave? And he said, in one of our lucid, truthful moments, he said, I thought that you were going to leave me. And my response to him was, I was never going to leave you because I loved you for you, but I'm leaving now.
Right. So this is not a good argument. This is actually the anti-argument because you were saying that men like what it is that they like, but when all is said and done, your one example is a low self-esteem person who wanted an unhealthy person, an obese person, because he had low self-esteem and he wanted to hold on to a person that he hoped had low self-esteem too. So that's not really a great argument, mama. But it's all good. I
Well,
appreciate.
no, no. I gave you mine. My argument was, and it wasn't an argument. I told you a statement of what a gentleman told me. Any woman, and remember I said whether they were fat, skinny, or whatever, if they could stroke his ego,
Right,
would
of
be the one
course.
that he would pick.
Of
And it just
course.
so happens that this gentleman likes big girls,
Of course.
but I think that some big girls are actually winning. And I'm talking about the ones that's not wearing and covering up their big belly.
Okay. All right. Winning where? Winning where?
Well,
Can you
I
show
you
me
know,
show me mainstream or behind the scenes one millionaire or billionaire who is with a big belly gal whose stomach is swinging down her, who has a fupa. Show me
okay,
one
so
millionaire
I don't.
who was with an obese
Okay, so see,
woman.
you want me to go mainstream. I wasn't talking about mainstream, so I didn't know
Okay.
we were supposed to be talking about mainstream. So I
Okay, so do
apologize
you, no, it's
to
no, no, no,
all
no,
the
no.
callers,
It's all
y'all.
good.
I didn't know I was supposed to
No, no,
speak
no,
about
no. Listen,
mainstream.
listen to what it is that I'm saying. Do you even behind the scenes know a millionaire or billionaire who is with an obese woman whose stomach is flapping down beneath her upper pum pum area?
Okay, so we're saying that I don't know any millionaires, but the
Okay.
closest to me knowing anyone who is a millionaire or close to, I would say Monique. Her husband, I don't know if you guys consider him handsome or not. I don't look at him no way, but I think that Monique is pretty. And when she was big, she had a husband. Now she
She
does
had a
have an open
husband.
relationship. I know a lot of people dog her about that. So
Oh
I
my
don't know what to say
goodness.
about that. But that's someone that's mainstream that has a husband.
Oh, we're not just talking about a husband. We're talking about a man who is bringing in the paper. Monique is the one who was the person who was making the money. As a matter of fact, Sydney is her manager. He manages her money because she's the one bringing in the cash. So
Okay, that's true. But remember, I just apologized to the
no, no, no,
callers
no,
because
no,
I
no,
did not
no.
know that you
Listen.
wanted me to talk about
No,
mainstream.
it's not that I want you to talk about mainstream. We're talking about whatever it is that you come on the line to talk about. This is the time that you come in to
Right.
express
So I'm
yourself.
just talking about what I see.
All right. So listen, I appreciate everybody who calls in. This is your opportunity to we're going to let you go. Okay, caller. Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate your point of view. So this is listen, when we call in, we are given the opportunity to express ourselves. I'm here as a neutral party on the fence because nobody knows what my point of view is because I'm jumping back and forth on either side of this argument to help you fine tune and hone what your point of view is. Phone lines are open 323-488-3149. So, is there an example of a man who is well to do? A man who is well to do who is with a big woman with a sloppy stomach. You are on the air live with Tonya Tko. What's your name, caller?
Hi, can you hear me?
No, it's very low.
Oh, okay. How about now?
Okay, well, we'll do
Hello?
Yes, that's good. That's good.
Okay, hold on. Let me close. Let me go into a private area. Okay, so sorry. I wanted to comment on first of all, to answer your question, no, there's not an example of a wealthy man with a big woman.
Okay.
So, but I wanted to comment on big women who think that once they lose the weight, that the men leave them because they whatever. So sorry
No,
about
what is
that.
the whatever? I need to understand what you're saying. Remember, I'm a literal interpreter, so I need to understand what you're saying.
Okay, sorry, I was running through the house. So she was saying that she was a bigger woman, and that once they lose the weight, that the men either leave them because they really like big women,
Mm-hmm.
and that's their preference, or because they become jealous.
Mm-hmm.
And so my argument is that a lot of big women pretend to be something that they're not in order to attract men.
Oh.
So when you have a condition such as being overweight, it actually shows your greed and your selfishness in a way. But because those are undesirable traits, what you do is pretend to be self-serving, or you serve the other person in relationships. So when you lose weight, so the self-serving side of you comes out, and then you actually become a different woman. And then you project that onto the man and say, you're just mad because I lost weight. But really, you pretended in order to get in that relationship in the first place.
Okay,
So
let's dive in. This is an
yeah,
interesting
let's
point of
unpack
view.
this. And I'm sorry I'm out of breath. I had to run through the house to get to a quiet space, and now I'm talking. So, but yeah, I want to unpack that.
All right, so let's dive into this. So this is your theory. Pretend to be nice and selfless, and they give
Yes,
and give in order to attract a man. Then when they start
yes.
losing the weight, they what happens at that point? Help me understand.
So when they start to lose the weight per se, right? So for instance, let's say you're big and you choose not to take care of yourself.
Okay.
Let's say you don't spend a lot of money on clothes, makeup, hair, jewelry because you have low self-esteem,
Okay.
right? So it's an obvious fact that people with low self-esteem tend not to give to themselves or not to treat themselves very
Oh,
well.
interesting. Okay, go ahead. I'm following you. Go ahead.
Okay? So when you start to lose weight, and a lot of people associate losing weight with happiness and high self-esteem, none of that is the case. And even attracting men as a woman, that's not even the case. Men just naturally like women who like themselves. And that's something that you project from the inside. So when you lose weight and you start to like yourself more, you start to put a little bit more out of the real you. The real you is not as giving and compliant as you pretended to be when you were overcompensating because you were big.
Oh
You
my
see what I'm saying?
gracious goodness. Hold on. You tilted my mind with that one. Let me think about what it is that I'm hearing right now. So, tell me your
Okay.
name again, mama.
I'm in the chat. I'm as ethereal vagina tail readings. I didn't want to put it out there because I'm a content creator, but I didn't want to promote on your platform. But that's who I am in the chat.
Okay, weren't you somebody who got upset with me recently? Wrote in the comments that you was upset with me?
No,
That
not
was
no.
that wasn't you. That must have been somebody else tarot reading because she sure gave me the 1-4 whatever it's called. So listen, so
No, if I am in there, I'm opinionated about the content, but never about you as a person. And I haven't been on in a while, but
okay.
I'm opinionated, so
All
it
right,
is what it
so
is.
let's jump into it because this is an interesting theory.
Okay, let's go.
So you're basically saying that men are attracted to women who just like themselves, whether you have a big belly, whether you have a booty do or whatever whatever they're calling it, whether whether so
I mean, I mean, honestly, I can't really vouch to the big belly thing because that's not something I've personally experienced. What I do know is that men do like hip to waist ratios,
yes.
and as long as your stomach ain't level with your titties and wider than your hips, then you good. You know what I mean? But you have to, of course, you have to have proportions. That's whether you're 110 pounds or 600 pounds. You have to have some type of element. Like that's just period. It doesn't matter about the size, but a lot of big women, they're distorted in their perception. Like they think, oh, he doesn't take me out because I'm big. Oh, he doesn't buy me things. It's a lot of skinny women who put out for men. They're sugar mamas. They pay men. They get left at home. They're lonely. We all have the same experiences as women who don't love themselves. Period. It doesn't have nothing to do with your size. And I know this for a fact
You know
because
what
I've been
this
on both ends of the spectrum.
people heard you out of breath and they're speculating that you're a big girl. Is that true or false?
I'm 5'9", 180 pounds.
That's not big.
So,
5'9", 180 is not big.
I wear a size 30 in pants, and I have about a 36 double D breast. So
Oh my!
they can call it what they want. It's whatever. I got Twitter, I got Facebook. You can find out for yourself. But
All right now, so click on her profile, boys and girls, and find out what Mama working with. All right. So you know what?
I mean, I'm not a sexy. I don't put out like that because I'm sexy. Period. And I just have too much sexual attention, so I don't like to advertise like that. Like I got it.
You
know
done
what I mean?
put
Like,
the
it's not about
advertisement
that.
out there when you talked about these double D's. You done put it out there, girl. 5'9" with double D's and 30, the size 30 pants. That sounds good to anybody.
Yeah, I got it honest. That's a fact.
Yeah, so 30, the size
But anyway,
30
that's
pants is like a size 10, isn't it? Because people are like trying to do the conversion. I remember when I used to wear size 30
I mean, yeah,
jeans.
if I have on 100% cotton, it's about a 10, 12. If I have on stretch, I wear a 29. So that's about an 8. My dress size is about a 6. Just because, like I have thighs and
So
I
you
have a
used to
real
be
shape.
fat before, is what you're saying? You not fat. You used to be overweight before?
Yeah, I've been overweight. I've been overweight before. And when I was overweight, there were certain roles that I played. And then when I lost weight, like for instance, I was the girl who felt when I was bigger that life wouldn't begin until I lost weight. And so because I've always been sexy, I've had these same proportions even as a big girl, but not knowing that I was still attractive, I would go into relationships with men being like this nice person, you know what I mean, and just making myself overly accommodating, and that's how I used to keep my men. But as I started to, lose weight and come into my own, I was losing the men. And when I stopped blaming them for leaving and started to self-reflect, I realized that I had become narcissistic. But it wasn't really narcissism. It was that I had told the initial lie by going in acting like I was serving them when really I was self-serving all along. And I just became myself when I lost the weight.
Oh,
If
how
that makes sense.
interesting. How interesting. Okay. You know what? You gave us so many good things to think about. Thank you so much. Thank you for the point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And before I go, I really too just want to stress to any women just in the chat, just all over. Men really like women who like themselves. If you're pleasant, you're a good time, you have good conversation, and you take care of yourself, put yourself first, they're going to like you regardless. Like, it doesn't matter about all that stuff. Even people have hang-ups about skin tone, long hair, weaves, makeup. None of that matters. When you go out into a bar setting or a club or a restaurant, they do want to see dresses. They do want to see makeup and hair because they're going outside of their day-to-day routine and they want to feel like they're doing something fancy. So when women are looking fancy and smelling good, they're going to want to partake in that. But it's not necessarily the reason why they choose you. You know, they choose people who make them feel good when they're around.
Okay.
So that's my piece.
Oh, you know what? Some of the people
So-
want to know, what is it that you did to lose weight?
Oh, when I chose to lose weight, I honestly did no sugar, no carbs, 6 days a week, and then I would cheat on Sundays, and then I just did a lot of walking. But really, I lost the weight because I lost my job, and I just had the time. You know, like that's what I did with my time. But it's hard. It's really hard to do when I have 3 kids. You know, but.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really harder to do when you have like a fuller life. But really, it was just God's grace that He permitted me the time and the space to be able to make that happen. But all you got to do is say, let your will be done. And whatever you put your concentration on, that's what's going to happen for you. If you waste it worrying about why people don't like you, or men or friends or girlfriends, or volunteering your energy outside of yourself, you're not going to make anything happen. Losing weight. So you just have to carve out the time and make the commitment, and that's that.
All right. Well, thank you so much
and
for
heal
calling.
heal yourself and figure out what your issues are. And all women across the board, like, stop lying to yourself. Like, women lie so much about who they are, and that's really what the problem is. And men, they tend to be a little bit more authentic as far as who they are as people. They might put out lies to us, but they're not lying to themselves the way that we do. So that's something that we need to work on, and you have to clear up some of that karma so that you can move forward and have the life that you want for yourself.
All right. Well, thank you so much for giving us the word today.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you guys for having me, and I'll see you guys back down in the chat.
All right. So listen, everybody, amazing. You know what? That was actually a wonderful, amazing interaction of a new point of view. And so, listen, I'm opening up the phone lines for a man. I want to hear from a man. We want a man's point of view because at the end of the day, this is a conversation so listen, let's see. We got a call coming in right now. You're on the air live. What's your name?
Hi.
Hi, we're going to clear out the phone because I want a guy to call in. Okay, so after we get the guy, you can call back in. What's your name?
My name is Rhonda.
All right, Rhonda. So we're going to let you go and we're opening up the phone lines for a guy. We want to hear from a man. So if you see a man who is commenting in the comments section, make sure that you get him to call in because we want to hear a man's point of view. So we started out the phone call with a male caller calling in. And so we're keeping the phone lines open right now, waiting for a man's point of view because I want to hear from men. I want to talk to you about some of the theories that we've heard today. I want to hear from you about what it is that you think about that picture with the woman with the corset. So for those of you who are just getting in here right now, I can play the video for you again if you need to see it. Let me know if you need to see it. And so I have been getting some messages in. So listen, here we go. Let's take a listen. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name?
I think I better let it go. Look like another Tonya Tko. Yo, this is Yo Folks 3, Tonya, my pumpkin bear.
Listen, when you call in, I need you to call in ready to talk about the topic. Listen, we want to hear from a man, but we want to hear from a man whose contribution we can respect. All right. So let's stay in line with the energy of the show. You know, when it comes to being emotionally intelligent, mirror the energy of the people that you're interacting with. You don't see me in here acting like a clown. So please, I'm gonna let you come back on the airwaves, but if you're not ready to have a conversation, then I'm gonna let you go for good. Okay. You're on the airwaves. What is your name?
This is Yo Folks 3. Let me
Okay.
repeat myself
So
again.
no. Let's talk about the topic at hand. So are you ready to talk about the topic?
You just asked me my name.
All right. So listen, so we're going to keep the lines open for a man to call in, a grown man, a man who is ready and willing to talk about the topic. All right? So I listen. We're going to keep the phone we're keeping the phone lines open. Listen. Let's have a conversation. You know what? So I'm going to show you all the video again. There are people who are saying that they did not get a chance to see the video. So we're going to get the video played for you all to see what it is that we're talking about, right? So that you can see what we're talking about right now. So it's basically a woman. So this is the video right here, right? So let's play the video. All right. Oh, hold on. Let me pause this real quick. All right, let's go back and let's play.
It gets all of that bad fat, everything. It snatches all of this in, all of it, all of this baby weight. I've been in this bad boy since about 9:30, so it's time for me to come out. But I just wanted to show you. See the snatch this? Yes. Now, all my stomach. That's what I'm talking about. The extreme curves way. Get bored, ladies.
All right. So that is, so listen, that is the video right there that we're discussing. And so I want to hear from a man's point of view. We got the phone lines open for a man to call in, a grown man who is open, willing, and available to talk about and answer questions, to answer questions about his thoughts about a woman cinching in her fat and creating a silhouette which may not be the truth behind the scenes. So, so I just showed the video. People are asking, what was that? It's the video that we're talking about right now. So right now there's 350 people in the watching live right now. The phone lines are open. Go ahead and thumbs up the video. That makes a difference for the YouTube algorithm. If you don't see the thumbs up area, you can close the chat area, click the thumbs up, and then come back into the chat area. So there's 168 thumbs up. So come on, let's see some more thumbs up. Let's talk about it. So there are a few different callers who called in who had a lot of different things to say about whether or not this for a slight moment. So it's back now. So go ahead, say what you just said. I'm not using the word. Go ahead.
Yeah, the elephant in the room is obesity. Obesity is the key to men really dedicating themselves in a relationship with a woman.
Okay.
For example, you are so awesome and bold in your confidence with your gut. I call it a gut. I'm not saying it's obese, but the way you display your body gives brother a little bit of reassurance that, hey, this woman has a lot of confidence. So we're not going to really judge you on your gut or your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm broke. I'm going to tell you right now, I ain't got no money. And I got a big gut. But I'm able to protect the woman, and I'm able to satisfy her in some minor financial way. So I'm not going to expect more from a woman who is obese than what I can give her. But the bottom line is obesity is the key. And if a woman is obese, men tend to not really dedicate themselves in a relationship with her. We usually just want a head and stick.
Okay.
Stick and hit.
Okay. So
questions, please.
So you said that you're obese.
Yes, I consider myself obese. Your folks three, I'm a subscriber. Subscribed to you for about 2 months now. So my videos are, I call myself obese. I may not be obese, but I'm 5'11" and a half and 260 pounds. So
okay. All right.
I could be in better shape. And if you keep working out like the way I've been saying you do, hey, you finna lose all that time. So please keep up the good work.
Okay, so let's talk about you. I don't feel that this is the opportunity for you to start trying to talk about my body and what I need or don't need to.
Put it on display almost every day when you're outside of your home
Excuse me,
working out.
if you want to stay on this phone call, we're going to talk about what it is that we're talking about today. All right?
Okay.
Because
Okay. Yeah.
all right, thank you. So you said that you have a beer belly and that you're broke and that you may be considered obese by some standards and that you don't expect more from a woman than you're able to give, right? That's what you said.
Yes.
All right. And then
I
so are you dating obese women?
I would not date an obese woman unless I just wanted to have sexual intercourse with her. Keep in mind, I've been celibate for about 13 years now, and that is somewhat immature and insensitive, but that was kind of the way I used to live my lifestyle socially. If she was big and if I could hit it, I'm going to hit it. She big, I'm not gonna have her like you said on your arm as eye candy.
But that's the thing that I'm confused about because you said that you're obese.
Yes. Well, I just recently became obese within the last say 6 years due to a diagnosis of head and neck cancer. So a lot of things have been happening with me physically. But prior to my weight gain, I lived a lifestyle where I was just that type of guy who wanted sex with any woman, regardless if she's obese or not. Most men would date an obese woman if they know they're going to be able to hit it.
Right. So
We're
then,
not looking for a long-term relationship with obese women. That female you just showed in the video with the corset,
yes.
I think that's trickery. I think that's deception. I think that a woman should show her true body from day one.
Okay.
And if she want to get down with the brother, let him do it. If not, let that brother go.
So you're saying that you
What's
think so
deception?
you're saying that you think that a woman should go to a party with her stomach hanging out like that.
Well, it depends on the situation. If she should at least tell the brother if she likes him and he's digging her, hey, I'm wearing a corset. You know, even in a jokingly way. As long as you let that brother know who you really are up under all of that, then that's to me being fair. You brought up the makeup issue. I'm not into women wearing a lot of makeup, but that's what y'all do. And I've dated women who did wear pounds of makeup. Only wanted to stick and hit. That was it.
All right,
Nothing serious.
let me ask you a question because I'm really curious about this, and I'm glad that you called in, especially as a man. All right, so
You hung up on me the first time.
and
You
you
said I was immature.
if you don't keep yourself together, you're gonna lose your opportunity to speak with me right now. So my question to you is, what difference does it make if her stomach is big or not? How does that change your dating experience with her?
From a man's point of view, and
Yeah.
me personally, we're not using the word obesity. This term called
Okay, so then
BBW.
let's use the word obesity. How does it change who it is that she is if she's obese? Now, first of all, obese doesn't talk about what type of what curvature or nothing like that. Obese just talks about what percentage of fat you are, what percentage of your what percentage of your BMI is fat. So if you're, I think it's more than 30%, you're considered obese, and I believe more than 40% is morbidly obese. So how does it change your dating experience if the person has more than 30% body fat?
Again, just from a man point of view, specifically me, in the past, if I wanted to have sex with a woman, regardless if she was obese or not, I would do it.
Right, but then what
Okay.
about the
Now,
dating part?
now, 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 if the obese female wanted to pursue me a little bit more, I would come out and tell her, hey, let's just be sex partners. If the one that was an obese wanted to pursue a relationship, I would be prone to do it with.
Right, but you're not answering the question. So the question is, how does her obesity change the dynamic of the relationship? Like, how does it alter the how does it alter what exists in a committed relationship, her obesity?
The first impression, the the initial sight of seeing her naked, obese, is going to be a turn on and a turn off. A turn on being I'm about to hit it. Turn off being I'm not going to pursue her in a relationship. So the appearance, that's number one. The
Okay.
second thing is obese women tend to be insecure. They tend to lack confidence. Also, a key element of the attraction of a male to a female is her feminine nature. I feel femininity is lost in obesity. And that loss of femininity could be the deception, a lot of makeup, a lot of hair. You know what I mean? So the appearance, the insecurity, and a lack of confidence is the reason why obesity or women would turn me off.
Okay. So, see, that's the part that so the turn on, turn off. So physically being turned on or physically being turned off, I can understand. But just a person being obese doesn't denote whether or not they have high or low self-esteem or are insecure or secure. So for you, you said that it really didn't matter. If she were obese, you would just be like, listen, let's just be sex partners, right? So how does
Yes.
but you didn't say that there was a caveat so that if she had high self-esteem, you'd be like, "Oh, let's pursue this relationship." So you're saying that you've never
No,
met,
not with an obese woman. Not with an obese
and so you're
woman.
not really answering
See,
why.
sorry,
You're
what?
you're not answering why.
I, I'm I'm confused now. I thought I did answer your question.
All right. Well,
Let's look at the video. The video. That woman at the club with that corset on is a woman that I would pursue in a relationship. At the club, when we got home and that thing came off and I saw all of that, I'd be like, nope, I'm about to hit this. Now, if we was at the club and she told me, hey, yo, folks, three, I got on this corset. When I take it off, it's going to be a lot of stuff going to fall down. I'm going to be like, okay, thanks for telling me. Depending
but then you
on
still wouldn't
my
have a
vibe
relationship
with
with her
her.
anyway.
Sorry, you was breaking up. What'd you
But you
say?
still wouldn't have a relationship with her anyway, is what you're saying.
So depending on the vibe, she was confident enough and
Okay.
secure enough to tell me that, hey,
All right.
I'm, you know what I
This
mean?
is a little bit
So that
different than what it is that you
psychological,
said earlier. What you said earlier is that if an obese woman said, let's be more than friends, you'd be like, nah, I just want to be friends. So now this is a little bit different. So thank you so much for calling and we appreciate your point of view. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one more phone call and then we're going to get out of here. The phone lines are open 323-488-3149. We're gonna take one more phone call, and I wanna thank the last gentleman who called in. There were some misses that we had where we weren't understanding one another, which is all good. You know, I'm happy that I was able to get the male point of view. So besides it just being a turn off, so it being a turn off, okay, that's understandable. You're on the air live with Tonya TKO. What's your name?
Hi, it's Rhonda again. I don't know if you'll take in female callers.
Did we speak earlier?
Yeah, but you said that you wanted males to come in.
Okay, so yeah, so we spoke to a guy. Please give your input.
Okay. in the relationship, because I hear guys, going back and forth, saying what they want, what kind of type of women that they date or whatnot. But when you see them in reality, and let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say a guy wants a woman that is educated, that is, is I'm trying to get the word out. She's educated, and she has class. But when he does get with this woman, and he gets and she is educated and has class, he said, "You're not ghetto enough for me." And that's when the confusion comes in. And this is why, nowadays I don't take guys seriously, because, there's double standard going on, and they lead people on. So in my situation, I was obese. Okay. I started my weight loss journey back in January of this year. I would say I lost around like 30 pounds.
Okay.
Because I'm in school right now, and my school is like 5 blocks away from where I live. So I would usually walk, drink water, and eat portions. And that's how I was able to get all that weight off.
So let's talk about the topic at hand. Okay, well, you know what? You've given your input. Rhonda, I really appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much for your point of view, okay? All right. Okay, so we heard from another woman. I want to hear from another guy. I want to hear from a guy who wants to speak about this topic and express himself cohesively. You are on the air live with Tonya Tko. What's your name?
My name is Sky Major, and I'm calling out of West Palm Beach, Florida.
Wonderful. Thank you. So your name is Sky, you said?
Yes.
All right, Sky. So what are your thoughts on the topic that we're talking about right now, with the woman with the corset hiding her belly, and then when she took it off, the whole belly just kind of just fell out. And so there were some men who were triggered. What are your thoughts about the video? Did you see the video?
Well, I saw the corset on the woman, and to be honest with you, when I saw that pretty much let me know everything I need to know, because I see that type of deal all the time.
Okay, tell me more. What do you mean by that? You see that type of deal all the time. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, when you're out here in Florida and you see the average woman or a lot of women, sometimes when they're a certain age or a little bit older, a lot of times they'll do those things, those little extra things like the corset, and like the previous caller said, a lot of hair, a lot of makeup, anything to try to I don't know, to try to make the package a better package.
Okay.
But I will say this: the corset thing, all that stuff, that really doesn't bother me.
Okay.
It really doesn't. I mean, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because at least the woman is trying to do something to, try to put it together. You know what I mean? I get it. A person, the older you get, you're not always gonna be that young looking figure that you were. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you meet a woman, she has on the corset, she takes the corset off, her belly hangs out, and you're okay, you're fine, no problems.
That don't really bother me. I mean, that's not that big of a deal. I mean, because it's the person inside that really counts at the end of the day. You could be bad to the bone, 36, 24, 36, and you might not be hitting on nothing. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Your mind might not be ready. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, don't take with a grain of salt some of these guys you hear talking on the phone, because a real man knows it ain't even all about that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
In fact, when a woman does go to those extra measures, it makes you say, okay, she's trying to do a little something to try to bring it in or whatever. Because you got to look at the end of the day, most men, we're not all put together ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me personally, I happen to be okay. I'm in all right. You know what I mean? But I you know what I'm saying? I don't have a 12-pack or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, because people are saying that you sound a bit heavy yourself. People are saying.
Do what now?
People are saying that you sound a bit yourself?
I feel like I'm doing what?
Like you're heavy. That you sound a bit heavy.
Nah. I'm 204.
Okay.
I'm 204. I'm 6'2". So I'm hanging in there pretty good. I mean, usually I'm that type of person like this right here. When I get up in the morning, if I look in the mirror and something looks strange, I'm going to do something to make the change. You know what I mean? If it takes me, I mean, I don't advise this for everybody, but I've been on this earth long enough that I know my body. So I might eat one time a day. I might just eat an apple. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can get by. Man lives more than by bread alone. You can get by on an apple and water. You know what I'm saying? But
so
a lot of people,
basically, this is what you're saying, Sky. So you're saying that you see a woman who has the corset pulled together and all of that, that you actually admire her because you're like, well, at least she's trying to do something.
Right. Exactly. That don't even bother me. I'll give you an example. My lady, she has a little meat on her, but I'll put it to you like this. The thing that the caller before didn't say was, yeah, you do have some women that are bigger, but I say again, but some of them have it in all the right places.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can have a woman that might be 270 pounds, but it might be in all the right places.
Okay. All right.
You get what I'm saying?
So when you saw that video,
one size fits all.
Right. So when you saw that video, we're talking about that video in particular. You were okay. Nothing jumped out at you like, oh no, you were not triggered. You were fine. Because you said that you've been through that before.
I'm fine on that because at the end of the day, I feel like a lot of our sisters have too much weight on their shoulders anyway from trying to appeal to the opposite sex. You get what I'm saying? And they go all out and jumping out a window and all off these limbs. And to me, all that ain't even necessary. If I look in your eyes and you got it, you got your mind together and you talking like you got it together and you can kind of fix it up a little bit, we good.
All right. So what is your financial situation looking like, sir?
My financial situation, it's all right. I mean, I ain't nothing to write home to mama about, but you know what I'm saying? It's okay. I mean,
so you
I'm
broke.
living, my car is paid for, my woman's car is paid for. We live on the intercoastal. We live and we doing.
So you brokes is what you're talking about. You ain't got no money.
Oh no. I can't even relate to that word, to be honest with you. I ain't broke now. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you about broke, though. I see them standing out here on the corners and stuff, holding up their signs. And in fact, in our neighborhood, they don't even get the whole signs on the corner. We stay in a decent neighborhood. You get what I'm saying? But, when I look at it as a whole, like when you say that word broke, I look at it like this right here. Most of my brothers and sisters that I know that I run with out here, all of them suffer. Ain't nobody doing extremely well anyway. I mean, you look at Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell, they'll break it down to you and let you know what's really going on. So ain't none of us really got nothing, no way. Everybody just front. You get what I'm saying? I mean, but at the end of the day, we do pretty good. We do okay. My kids not suffering. They ain't wanting for nothing. When they call daddy, whatever they need, I can slide it to them. If it's out of my range, I slide them something this week and slide them something the following week.
Okay, because when you said it's nothing to write home to mama about, that sounded like you was having some issues. But you're saying that you're fine financially.
No.
So last question. I just want to get last question.
I want to answer that because my idea of being
That's
there
fine.
and your idea or their idea.
Right. So listen, it's my job to help control where the conversation goes because I'm looking at the time and I know how much time we have. So last question is, I just want to get an idea of how old you are so that we know whether or not this is something that wears off after you get past a certain. About how old are you?
43.
Okay, so you're still pretty young. All right, well, you know what? Listen, Sky, we appreciate your point of view. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right, thank you, Tonya.
All right.
Take care.
Okay, so we have heard the word. So we've been broadcasting for an hour and a half. I'm going to go ahead and get out of there's still more phone calls that are trying to come through. YouTube lost our connection, and so I'm not seeing the chat come in anymore, so I have to keep pressing on the screen to get the chat to refresh. So that is my cue that it is about time for us to jump out of here. But there is some, you know what, we're gonna let this last call come through and let's just see what it is that they want to say. You're on the air live. What's your name?
Isaac from California.
Okay, Isaac. So go ahead. Let's talk really quickly because we're going to jump out of here. You're the last phone call.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts about, did you see the video? What are your thoughts about the situation in general?
Well, as far as the basically the women's appearances and upgrades that they do to themselves, I don't see that there is a problem to it at all.
Okay.
You know, whether you wear a wig, whether you wear a corset, whether you wear a waist trainer. I mean, because guys do it too all the time as well. You know, they get Beijing haircuts, you know, that fill in their hair, and, you know, they even wear things that hold in their stomach. I mean, we all do the same thing. So whatever someone does to feel comfortable in their skin, it's more power to them. And us as people shouldn't be judging that. And she looks beautiful with it on. And when she takes it off, and we were to say, "Whoa, oh man, that's misleading. That's wrong. That's just terrible. She shouldn't do that. She should show us what she having, you know, from the start." Nah. You go for people for who they are, and yeah, it may look a little different. You know, you may not be what you expected. To the eyes, right? But if that's what you're looking for, you know, then hey. More power to you. I think people should go after someone for who they are, you know, for their conversation.
Well, let me ask you this question, Isaac.
You know?
First of all, your phone is really clear. You're like the clearest phone call I've ever had come through. So, yeah, you must be on some sort. It must be voice over. Is it voice over internet protocol?
No, it's just a good old Verizon phone.
Really? Okay, it's super, super clear. I hear a baby in the background. So you're married, a married father?
Yep. Yes, I am.
Okay, so I think I'm starting to see a theme, and so tell us your age, just about your age range.
41.
Okay.
41 years old and a half.
Really? Like we're 9? Okay. So, all right. So one of the things that I'm seeing is, do you think that there's something that happens to a man once he gets married that takes away some of the shallowness? Because are you married, first of all?
Yes, married.
Okay. Do you think that there's something that happens to a man once he gets married that changes his perspective, the focus on the external?
To his spouse, you know, is that what we're looking at? The question, like, you know, the external look to his wife.
Right. So I'm curious because, you know, as after a woman has a baby, her body changes, there's shifts that happen, and you're in it for the long haul. So I'm wondering if there's something that happens to a man when he is in a long-term committed monogamous relationship. The woman has a baby, her body changes, and he still loves her. Is there something that's different about a man who is married and his acceptance and tolerance of a woman's body versus a man who's single? What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, my thoughts personally, no, there is no shift, no change shift. I sat in the car with my wife one time because, and I told her, I remember, you know, I don't, you know, for me to love you, I'll have to love you for whatever changes you come with your body, whether you get 250 pounds or you go anorexic, you know, it will be the same because we're not looking at the physical features anymore. Sure, if you know she feels like, you know, she's gaining some weight or
right. Let's rewind. When you were single, what was your perspective about the whole shapewear and wigs and masks that women wear and put on? What was your perspective when you were single?
Yeah, well, for those, I mean, I thought they were nice. I thought they were beautiful. You know, I actually, some things I didn't like. I was dating a girl before, and you know, I remember we were at the theater. I'm standing behind her, and I grab her hair, and I was like, "Is this a ponytail?"
you know, and it was like he was like one of those phony ponies, pretty long.
Okay.
And I remember telling her, I said, Eric, don't ever wear that again, you know. And I was like, I want to see your regular, I want to see your real hair. I don't care if it was short or long, you know. But that was young at that time. Now my wife started wearing wigs, and I prefer her regular hair, not because you know it's like masking or trying to be someone that she's not. I just prefer, you know, to see you how you are. At the time, you know, but she wears them all the time now. I mean, she gets shaped. Wears her waist trainers and stuff like that, and because she's getting in shape for herself, or that's how she likes to look, and it looks good. Well, she said when she feels insecure, she's on.
Is that your wife in the background?
Yeah, that's her. That's her in the background. Yes.
Oh, I'd love to. You know what? Let's put her on the. Can you put me on speaker so we can hear her as well?
You're on speakerphone now.
Oh, okay.
This is Tonya.
Hey, Mama, how you doing?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. So we're talking about. Did you see the video of the young lady with the waist train, and then when she took it off, her belly kind of fell out a little bit. Did you see that?
Yes, I actually was watching the video, and I actually had him come in to listen to you because I knew you were trying to get perspective from a man. So I did actually see it.
Okay, so then you called your husband to come into the room, and then your husband is now giving his point of view in front of you.
Right.
About how he accepts all size, whatever size you become. Okay. How do we know that he's not just saying this because you're standing there with the bacon pin right behind him?
Well, let go.
Honestly, see, it's already happening.
Like,
it's already happening. Go ahead.
Right. I feel like whether I was here or not, he's going to say what he said. So yeah, I feel like, you know, is that his 100% truth? Just being his wife, you know, we've been together 13 years, and I've had, you know, insecurities throughout this time, and it's not just because of, you know, I'm married. As a married woman, you know, you don't really worry about what other people really, you're not supposed to. So I've had my moments where I've felt insecure with my husband, but I do feel like he would, you know, accept, you know, whatever I do or a woman would do.
Okay.
You know, to help, you know, either, I don't want to say bamboozle, but, you know.
Okay.
They call it hat fish or stomach fish or whatever it is, fish.
Okay.
If the people are they're who they are. Accept it for who you are. If you don't like it, move on. Don't criticize. Don't be mean. Just don't comment.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what, Sky and wife and baby, thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate the perspective. It definitely gives us something to think about the difference in perspective between a man who's dating and a man who has married a woman that he's vowed to love, and her body continues to change over the years, you know. So I think that so thank you for the perspective. All right. Thank you for calling in.
Okay, you're welcome.
I have one more statement.
I'm sorry?
I have one more. Can I say one more thing before you go?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And I think when she had what she had on and when she was wearing it, I believe it was presentable. It wasn't like she had it on and had like a bunch of flesh showing and stuff like that, right? I mean, like as far as like her attire that she had on before she took it off.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? So basically, you know, it's kind of like if she's a mom and she just, like you said, had kids or, you know, went through some body changes and she wants to get comfortable and this is how she feels good going out in public. And then she want to show the other women, hey, if you guys wear this, you can kind of get that look back if you don't have the money to spend on getting all these surgeries and stuff like that. And it's natural and you're not hurting your body. So I think I'm all for it. 2 thumbs up. Go for it. Wear what you want.
I hear you. Thank you so much for your point of view. So listen, thank you. I'm appreciative of everyone who has called in. We've already gone past the hour and a half, so I might as well take a few more phone calls and put it out there on the table. I'm noticing that there is a difference in perspective between men who are already with a woman versus men who are looking for a woman? Does something change? Is there a shift that happens? So I'm curious about that. So we're going to take maybe one more phone call, one or two more phone calls, just to do the last 15 minutes, and then I'm going to check and see inside of the comments. Like I said, YouTube has altered the comments. So all right, okay, all right, all right. So basically, people in the comments are arguing with yo folks. All right. So listen, the phone lines are open. We're gonna take one or two more phone calls, just discussing. I wonder though. I wonder. So let me. So then my question, because my mind is like really kind of rotating around right now. Because if there is a man who is listen, a woman's body changes as she gets older. A woman's body changes as she has children. And so, is there any scenario where a man could call in and say, "Nah, I'm not with the changes," and he's already married? Is there any scenario where it is okay for him to say something like that, especially in front of his wife? Can a man express that he would want a slimmer belly or no, more forthrightness? You were on the air live with Tonya. What is your name?
Hey, Tonya. Andre Hatcher here. How are you?
Yeah, hi, Andre. How are you doing? Are you married? Let's start with that.
I am married, yeah.
Okay, you're married, and about how old are you?
I'm exactly 37.
Okay, so we have a man, upper 30s, married. What is your point of view?
I would be out if I saw the belly pop out like that.
Okay, so you said that you would be out. What do you say you would be out? What does that mean?
If we were in the intimate realm and I saw the belly pop out like that, it was such a big difference from when she was wearing the waist trainer thing. It was too much of a difference.
Okay.
I wouldn't leave at that exact second. That would be rude, but yeah.
So how would you de-escalate things? You know, she's already taken off her corset. How would you de-escalate it? Oh, my I got an emergency text. What are you gonna do?
I would probably finish the job, and I probably wouldn't pursue anything after that.
So when you say finish the job, which means that you wouldn't be out, you would stay and have intercourse, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I didn't mean like in the exact literal sense, like leave that minute. I wouldn't pursue things after that.
Why not?
I would be sexually turned off. I wouldn't be able to get past it.
But you wouldn't be turned off enough on the initial night. Little man would still be working.
Yeah, he'd still be good to go.
Yeah, this is the part that's.
And they had a little man, and it's not a little man, by the way, but no, still be good to go.
Okay, so Andre, the question is, what is the difference? How does it change who she is? What difference does it make to you that she has a big belly if she knows how to suck it in?
So, my personal preference is to not date a woman with such a big belly.
Okay, so that's your personal
preference. My preference.
Okay.
And I would be sexually turned. I have to overly want you to be with you on a long-term basis. I am not physically turned on to you at a high level. My interest will wane in the relationship.
So how would you make your member work the first time? What would you need to do to it to make it go through with the act?
I mean, he once he gets started, he can finish what he starts.
Okay, but then just not enough to be in a relationship with the person.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, the thing to me that's so when do you think is the right time for her to say, or is there no time? It's just the belly alone. Whether she tells you she has a belly or not, you're just not going to be with it.
So there's different levels to a belly. That was past my comfort level for somebody to pursue in a relationship with. A few extra pounds, maybe 20 to 30 extra pounds or 15, 20 extra pounds, like that life. You know, I'm over 30, so it is what it is. That's a bit much for me.
Okay.
I think if I was overweight, let's say this, we were hooked up to a mutual friend. I'm on the phone. I gained some extra weight. I would personally tell the woman and advise for her to tell the man, you know, I have some extra pounds. Here goes a picture of me, and let's see where the chips may. I would throw it out there.
Okay. So you would put it out there before you two met.
Yes.
All right. So then let me ask you this question, because you're saying that once you see the belly, whether she tells you or not, you're still going to be gone. So if there's a woman who wants to be taken out on dates and she wants to have a good time, then it would be a better strategy to not say anything and just keep the corset on. True or false?
It would it would be a better strategy to keep the corset
if she
on.
wants to go
I would
out,
personally recommend not.
Why not? If she wants to go out and she wants to be courted and pursued and her belly may turn people off, then it would be a better strategy for casual dating for her to keep the corset on then, is what we're saying, right?
I'm not saying that. No, I think we should be upfront about these things and let people know. Have an idea. Have an idea. You know, I got something here. You know, it is what it is. Is that something that bothers you?
But why? She doesn't want to chase them away. She wants to go out on dates and have people spoil her and pamper her. So why would she ruin her chances?
A good amount of men don't have a problem with it. A good amount of men. So a good amount of men. So this is my personal standard. I think there's probably a firm 20 to 30% of men who actually dig it. Some would look, probably about 10 to 20% would look past it if they like the person, and then then the rest won't even go that direction.
Okay. Okay. All right. So my question is, so people are saying that a man may like it, but he may be afraid of what other people may think. What are your thoughts on that? That he may be wanting his woman's body to look a certain way so that other people will have a thought or perception about him based on the way his woman looks. What are your thoughts?
Now, not a grown man, not a man past 30, 35. He don't care about. He wants a good quality woman who so the answer question is no. But men past 30, 35 aren't worried about what other men think about their woman. A younger man would probably want to deal with that. But us men of a certain, so most men, right? We talked about income before. So I'm six figures. I have real estate. I have businesses. I have two, almost 3 books out. Mm-hmm. I'm well established. I'm well established too. Most men who I know, who I'm friends with, who make $200K a year plus or 150 or whatever, they don't marry the woman who they're most attracted to physically.
Okay.
They marry a woman who they like physically, who they are attracted to, but not that they're most attracted to. Or we tend to marry a woman with more wife-like qualities, but we also have to want them sexually.
Okay. All right. So that means that there is an avenue, there's a door open then for women who are wife-like, who just happen to have a pendulous belly, is what you're saying then. That's what that sounds like.
Totally. Most men who are looking for a wife, either consciously or subconsciously, we know or have accepted, or we know that they might not be probably the Instagram booty chick pics and chick pics. We know that. We aren't looking for that for a wife. For a wife, we're looking for other stuff.
Okay.
How well do you comfort us? Are you emotionally supportive? Do you cook? Are you domesticated? All that kind of stuff. Looks, of course, are important. They got to be there, but it's not the number one thing on our list.
Okay, so somebody's saying that basically if you don't get the person that you're most attracted to, then you settled. What are your thoughts on that?
No, it's called being a grown-up. grown ups do grown up things. Most men most men who I know, who most women consider to be top echelon men, did not date or settle down with a woman, with the finest woman they've ever dated. We settle down with a woman who is the most wifely, who we find also attractive.
Okay.
But she's typically not the model type.
So then my question is, all right. So this woman, she has this belly thing going on. She's trying to hide it inside of her corsets, pull it in together. You said that you're married. How long have you been married?
About a year and a half.
Okay, so you're newlywed. Has your wife had children yet?
Not yet.
Okay, you're 37. How old is your wife?
26.
I'm done with you. Thank you. Thank you. So you married a woman 11 years younger than you. And okay. I don't even know what to say, Andre. Your name is Andre, correct?
Andre Hatchet, yeah. Andre.
Yeah, so Andre, you married a woman 11 years younger than you, so she's in her 20s. So she hasn't had children yet, and now you're talking about, this whole belly thing. So what happens if your wife, let's say for her pregnancy, she gains a lot of weight, and then after the pregnancy, it comes right off, and then her belly is hanging down. What do you do then?
That's my wife. I'll be here. But ideally, she will be working gradually to reduce it.
Right, but the type of belly that was inside of that corset is not going to be controlled by exercise or diet. She looks like a person who had rapid weight loss and she just has excess skin. So you said that there's a certain amount of belly that you can tolerate, but once you get past that belly, then you're just not attracted to it anymore. But you're married now and nobody knows what's going to happen once pregnancy happens. So now your wife is young and everything is taut and tight and where it should be. Then as she gets older and she has children and the body shifts and estrogen levels drop, etc., her body's going to change. What happens if her belly gets past your comfort zone? And it's not something that she can work on with diet or exercise if it's just excess skin. What happens then, Andre?
If it cannot be, well, first I would encourage it. I would encourage in a supportive way, to let's hit the gym together to work on it. If it can't go anywhere, I would look past it and I would be happy with my wife. But hopefully, we would work on it together.
How do you work on excess skin? What is your solution to that? I want to hear. How do you work on excess skin?
I don't know. How do you work on it?
How many people out there think that he gonna hang around? I don't know what else to say. Or he gonna cheat. If you think he's gonna hang around, put up the number 1. If you think he's gonna cheat, put up the number 2. Andre, we're taking a survey on you. We want to see what the people think. What do the people think? Oh Lord, listen, do you see the numbers coming in?
I'm not looking because I want to look, but let me check it out.
No, people are saying that you're going to cheat, Andre.
I am happy. So we got to figure this thing out together.
I mean, you're happy now because she's a young, tight young thing. But when she's 40 and her belly hanging down, what are you going to do? The people are saying you're going to step out. Andre, you were our last caller. Thank you so much for calling in and giving your perspective. We asked for the man's point of view, and you said that you would be out. So now the people are only quoting you, my dear. They're quoting you. So thank you so much for calling in, okay?
Well, have a great day, Queen.
All right. My goodness. So here we go. So listen, we are down to the last minute right now. We took phone calls up until an hour 59 seconds. So we're going to jump out of here. Remember, head to my website, my sale on the vitamin E that I do once a year so that your skin can be beautiful like mine, so that when you do put on makeup, it just takes it up to another notch. So like me, all I have to do is put on a little concealer under there and then everything else is perfect and good. I learned a lot during this phone call. I mean, during this broadcast, I didn't expect to be taken so far on either side of the river back and forth. So I appreciate everybody who called in. Thank you for giving me your points of views. Yeah, you know what? I want to hear some more from you in the comments because this has left me with so much to think about. So much to think about. So listen, on that note, I will see you all in the comments. I'll see you all in the next video. Make sure that you subscribe, thumbs up the video. Video's looking good now in terms of thumbs up. That matters for the YouTube algorithm. Come over to my website, TonyaTko.com. Get yourself the vitamin E in the shop area. In the shop area, you can get yourself a free copy of my Relax MP3. So if you're feeling stress or need to relax, the Relax MP3 is free. Come over, download it. You get it in exchange for joining my mailing list so that when I do broadcasts like this and I email you out, you know when to come over. And if you have more topics that you want me to discuss, please hit me up. You can send it to my inbox on Instagram or on my friend page on Facebook. Those are the ones that I get most often. All right, so listen, on that note, Tonya TKO, and I am out. I'm a self-love specialist on TonyaTko.com, and I hope you learn how to love yourself and each other. How to love yourself even if you have a big belly issue, or if you don't feel as if you're perfect physically, or have some financial challenges or health challenges, or whatever the case may be. I hope you learn how to love yourself more deeply and fully. And I do have a new book that's coming out. This is I know it doesn't look beautiful in black and white, but this is the black and white proof. This is the book. The book is called the book of affirmation, self-love, and it's a beautiful, beautiful book that takes you through the journey of learning how to love yourself and shifting your subconscious mind. So you all have given me so much to think about. I'm going to jump out of this video and I will see you all in the comments. If you're watching this after the live show, comment below. Make sure that you hit the bell notifications or come over to my website and join the mailing list so that you can get notifications for when I go live. All right, so Tonya TKO, and I'm out. Go out there and love one another, but most importantly, what? Love yourself. Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is being okay with who it is that you are, whether you have a big belly or not, whether you're slim, trim, also light skin, best believe Mona's. Okay, I'm sorry. I went slick Rick for a moment. Sorry. Okay. Loving yourself through the ups and downs of life and finding your own worth on the inside. And also being comfortable enough to take your corset off and walk around with your belly the way that your belly is. This is why I make videos without makeup on. Not only because I have flawless skin because of my vitamin E. If you got clear vitamin E, you have synthetic vitamin E. This is pure plant-derived vitamin E that is alive. It melds well with your skin, helps heal quickly, helps your skin heal quickly, etc., etc. So loving yourself through the ups and downs and being comfortable with yourself. Like, I'm comfortable coming out with no makeup on. Sometimes I've even made a video or two with no bra on. You see, I got holes in my clothes. Today is a Saturday. I'm just chilling around the crib, and it's okay to be comfortable with who it is that you are and how it is that you show up in the world. All right, so on that note, I will see you all in the comments section below. Tonya TKO, and I am out. Peace. Oh, wait, before I jump out, someone is saying I ordered the vitamin E. Yeah, I only sell it once a year. And sales are closing up this weekend. And then after that, I'm going to start shipping them out this coming week. So I will see you all this